I started thinking, C ring 768 said in one of my comments, God bless Clara Yamashita. I went through a phase where I was collecting old cookbooks too. Anyways, that got me to thinking once again about good old Clara Yamashita. And so I started Googling her, and at first it was fairly hard, and I was able to track down her property using the address that she had put in her cookbooks on Saul Street, or Saul Place rather. And I started messing with that for a while, and I just can't get it to work for me correctly, where you try to grab the street and get closer so that you can see her house. I know, total stalker. And then I said, okay, well, I'll try another tactic. And the land property valuation gave me the name of Clara S. Yamashita, and I believe that was already in there, but I didn't put the two and two together. So I started doing Clara S. Yamashita, and I came up with a obituary for her sister, where she survived her sister. Her sister passed in, I believe, 2002, and it gave her middle name, or not her, it wasn't her middle name, it was her maiden name, which was Shimogaki. So then I started Googling Clara Shimogaki Yamashita, and that's when I found her. So sad. She was born in 1927 and passed away 2 years ago, 3 days ago. You know what I mean? It's like, when I went to one of the sites, it says, in memory of Clara Shimogaki Yamashita, 1927 to 2009. And then it says, date of birth, **, April 1927. Date of death, **, September 2009. Social security number, **, and then they give the rest, the 6 numbers after that. And then it says why we show it, I don't know. And it's like they blank it out so that you can't have as good access to it. Except it says that she died at the age of 82 years. And it says her death anniversary is in 362 days, which means that 3 days ago would have been the anniversary of her death. So we lost Clara Shimogaki Yamashita on September 21st of 2009. And then I tried to go to her obituary, except that we used to have 2 papers here, Star Bulletin and the Honolulu Advertiser, and they merged, and now it's the Star Advertiser. I hate that name. I think it is the most ridiculous thing ever. It should have been, the Star Bulletin bought out the Advertiser. They should have just kept it Star Bulletin and left it, as is. I guess they just didn't want to alienate the people who subscribed to the Advertiser, or whatever their reasons were, but they didn't care that I didn't like it. Anyway, I tried to click on her obituary. Unfortunately, it was on the website of the old newspaper, and it said that information is no longer available. Contact the newspaper directly. How am I supposed to stalk and find information out on Google if they're not going to allow me to have access to old things like that? Anyway, before there used to be on Google, there used to be an area where there would be a link, and then it would say catch, and you could view, even if there we go. Hang on, I see it now. Let's see if it works. They moved it. It used to be sort of below it, but now it's right up against the URL that it used to be on. And what happens is, in the simple Beth terms up here, I'm sure that there's a hugely, highly technical way that it goes about it. But basically, to me, what the catch thing does is, it's an old capture of a website that may not still be functional, but they keep it. And that's scary. That right there is very scary, but sometimes it comes in real handy. Anyway, it started out that she was 82 of Honolulu, a retired state of Hawaii executive secretary. She died at home, born in Honolulu. Let me click on the catched. Okay. See, it still takes me to, this site is no longer in service. Please contact the newspaper directly. Bummer. That's like the first time I've ever seen that a catched page didn't work. And the Star Bulletin is like really super freaky in terms of they don't let you back. They don't let you go back to what you were first looking at. So anyway, that was the story of my search for Clara Yamashita. Now, I have a few other people that I'm going to check on. So, apparently, it took her family 2 years to go through her crap and unload it on Savers. That's really sad. A couple of other people brought up, the idea about, oh, I think it was Adriana who said something about her, things that she has and how they'll end up, and it's interesting. I guess I never really thought about it. I just always thought that my crap is so cool that somebody will want it in my family, you know what I mean? But the crap that you have is cool only to you. And so now I'm becoming quite sad thinking, what if they think that Nohea's ashes aren't worthy, and you know what I mean? And then they just toss it. Or my Buddha's, he's under my feet right now. He's in my little step stool. Maybe I need to put that in my last will and testament, that they need to be buried with me, or put in my. I'm not gonna be buried. I'm gonna be ashes. Same smell, different taste. I'm gonna be a bunch of ashes stuck into the ground, or maybe just scattered to the wind. Maybe I'll have them mixed with me and make them scatter them too. Kind of sad to start thinking about stuff like that, yeah. I guess I did. You don't ever really want to think about it. It's the inevitable, With birth comes death. Wow, we turned that around really sadly, didn't we? I didn't show you guys this because I totally forgot that I had it. Walgreens had these 99-cent. I gave 2 to my mom, and the 2 that I gave her were 2 different ones. This one is a cute little owl and a purple pen. And the one I gave her was a spider that said boo. But I kept this one because of the purple pen. I know. And the other, I think the other one with this had, I don't know what it had. Wasn't as cute as this though. Usually I give her the cuter ones because she really uses those kind of things. So, it makes sense. Mine is just going to have scratchings for reprints because these doctors' offices can't seem to get their crap together and not lose things. It worries me because what happens if my doctor's office, well, I belong to Kaiser and that's not going to happen. If it gets lost, it'll get lost in the computer city because my doctors all sit there and type as they're sitting talking to me. They're typing my record out, my visit out. Anyway, see how nice my sunburn turns? It turned into a really nice tan. Woot and a woot and pop hot too.